Hello everyone, Stupid Skull here talking about the top 5 games that I must buy this fall. Hope you enjoy it. Alright, so at number 5 we've got South Park: The Fractured But Whole. First off, hilarious title. Secondly, I'm a huge fan of the show South Park and the game South Park: The Stick of Truth. I just think that game emulated the show so perfectly and had fantastic writing. And it just had fun quests and a very addictive turn-based combat system. The sneak peek that they showed at Ubisoft's press conference was just hilarious. And even though we haven't seen any gameplay footage, I assume that it's pretty much the same as Stick of Truth, which is not really a bad thing. I'm assuming that it'll just be with superpowers instead of magic powers and weapons.
You can push and pull enemies.
And as someone who likes superhero movies but is getting very sick of them, I think it's very funny to have this game that pokes fun at things like the Marvel Cinematic Universe. Yeah, I'm definitely pumped for this game. It's coming out on December 6th for the PS4, Xbox One, and PC.
Obviously, using space makes a big difference.
At number 4, we have Deus Ex: Mankind Divided. I absolutely loved Human Revolution despite never playing the original 2 on PC. But Human Revolution pretty much felt like it was made for me, and Mankind Divided looks like it'll be even better. I honestly haven't watched much of this game outside of the announcement trailer and like 3 minutes of gameplay footage overall. And that's because I kind of want to go into this game as blind as I possibly can so that it'll surprise me more and possibly even amaze me more. Hopefully Mankind Divided will be one of the best games of this generation, just like Human Revolution was one of the best games of the last generation. And it's actually coming out very soon. It's coming out on August 23rd for the PS4, Xbox One, and PC. Then I hope you all check it out. Number 3 is the latest installment in yet another one of my favorite franchises, Yakuza 6. This game just looks badass. I love the Yakuza series, and I definitely can't wait to get this game. I'm not even going to wait for the US release, if there even is going to be one. I'm going to import this from Japan. It really sucks that I won't be able to understand what the characters are saying, and I won't really be able to enjoy the story that much. But gameplay is a universal language, and I'm sure that it'll still be awesome for me. In my opinion, Yakuza is a very underrated series, and it just blows me away that these developers don't get enough credit for what they do. I mean, they make a new Yakuza game almost every year, and each one is just filled to the brim with content and great stories and fantastic combat. And this one looks like it'll be no different, just looks like another awesome game, even though we haven't really seen very much of this game outside of this trailer that I'm showing and a playable demo that's in Japan. But I kind of like that. It leaves it open for more surprises. Yakuza 6 will be a PS4 exclusive, and the release date will be announced on July 26th, and it's scheduled to come out this fall. And I can't wait. At number 2 is Final Fantasy 15. I mean, this game was announced 10 years ago. 10 years! I was 8 when this game was originally announced as Final Fantasy Versus 13. and I really hope that this game does live up to the hype. But I do have to keep a small layer of skepticism to prevent the possibility of this game being disappointing. Still, my hopes are mostly high for this game, and I actually kind of want to get the collector's edition. That's how long I've been waiting and how excited I am for this game. It's coming out on September 30th for the PS4 and Xbox One. And I know that all the games I've talked about so far have been sequels, but really that's just kind of what gets most people excited, is seeing the continuations of their favorite franchises. But this next one is actually a new IP from one of my favorite developers. We've been waiting almost as long for this next game as we have been for Final Fantasy XV, and that game is... The Last Guardian. I absolutely love the other games by Team Ico. Their first game, Ico, was a great 3D puzzle platformer with a very mysterious story and atmosphere. And Shadow of the Colossus, just like Final Fantasy VII, is in my top 5 favorite video games of all time. It's just a complete masterpiece in every sense of the word. And to me, The Last Guardian looks like it'll be kind of a middle ground between those games. It looks like it probably won't be as good as Shadow of the Colossus, but it will probably be better than Ico. What can I say? The gameplay looks pretty fun, and the story looks like it'll have a huge emotional impact on me. Team Ico are very good at creating these very vague, mysterious games that leave a very long-lasting emotional impact on you years after you've played it. Rather than having long cutscenes, they tell the story through gameplay and just a few cutscenes every now and then. After all these years of waiting, there is the potential that this game could also be a big disappointment, but I have much higher hopes for this than Final Fantasy XV. I'm sure I'll at least like it, and I think many people who are fans of Ico and Shadow of the Colossus will probably dig this game too. I just remember the first time I saw this trailer and was just utterly blown away by the sheer beauty and awesomeness, I guess, of this trailer. The music, the graphics, the way how the boy interacts with the griffin, it just all looks so cool. And it just looks so different from a lot of the other games we get these days. It's not a shooter, it's not an RPG, it's just this artistic 3D platformer with fun gameplay, hopefully, and hopefully an emotional story. And I think it'll be awesome. It's coming out on October 25th, 2016. And boy, I hope that all these years of waiting have been worth it. That's it for my list. If there's any particular game that you're excited for, just leave it down in the comment section. I'll talk to you guys later. This has been Stupid Skull Studios, signing out.